Look what I've got. Oh, Rocky.
They know it's live.
This is every time I do anything with Baron G Rock. He has no concept of time. He does not look at clocks, I guess. He just what? It's 8 o'clock and we started broadcasting. What's going on? I don't understand.
I don't get it.
And remember, only a ginger can call another ginger ginger. You ginger.
Better ginger than Marianne.
Oh, it's such a shame G-Rock couldn't join us tonight. I mean, really, it's going to be a rough game without him, but we'll make it do.
Truthfully, he's just Gilligan. We know this.
Hey.
Love you.
Back
I know where you sleep.
we were making a movie, and we were it was a fight scene, and my buddy during the I can't think, when we were working out the moves and going through it, basically like pacing it. There's a term for it, I can't remember. He was cold, so he put on this Gilligan hat. So for the rest of the day, we just calling him a Gilliginja because he was doing martial arts in a Gilligan hat, so he was a Gilliginja. Hello, Dargon Blackheart, Droopy Face 1804, KB, Pistol 6699, Todd Clark, and King Eric, greatest of all. Citation needed. Welcome to the Monday night heroic game. These four people, for some reason, Tabletop Crusaders, how you doing? These four people, for some reason, I cannot imagine, have decided to play heroic with me. So let's make them regret that, shall we? All right, let's go around the table, starting with Jason and working our way through and introduce who we are and then who our character is, please.
I'm Jason. Most of y'all have seen me on here before, and I am playing Zephyrus, a air manipulator.
Seriously, you're here a lot. We should maybe see other gamers. All right, next to him we have
Ashley. I will be playing Jazz.
What does Jazz do?
Apparently we'll find out.
Aha.
Apparently Jazz is playing it close to the chest tonight. All right, underneath her we have...
I'm Sergeant Dan. I'm playing Aurelius, a outsider who got trapped here because he blew up a portal that was an invasion port.
I would like to point out officially for the record that your name here is not Sergeant Dan, it's 00 Dan, because of 2 weeks ago when you rolled up this character, sir. I think we've made that abundantly clear at this point. But anyway, all right, and next to him, of course, is...
I'm Baron G Rock. I'm a tabletop addict. Oh, wait, this is the wrong group for that.
Because we don't love you.
Yeah. I'm playing.
Hi, Baron.
I am playing Euro Blackhand. He is a mystic with earth and water control and a little bit of invulnerability.
Yeah, it really doesn't make sense, some of these characters. And there's a dog somewhere growling now. It's going to be a long night. But you know what? It's keeping the cats away, so maybe that's a good... Because they've been extra shitty today. And Malachi taking shots. Well, Malachi, I have played with you. You may not want to be throwing stones in your glass house there, sir. Just saying. Let me do my impersonation of you making a decision.
It's my screen.
Malachi. Remember that? Twice? 2 sessions? See, G-Rock, I'll stand up for you once in a while. Once in a while.
So
Not
it's
all
a ginger
the time.
thing.
It's a ginger. It's not at all. It's a Connell thing. Where's Connell? I haven't seen him in ages.
Last things and stuff. I don't know. I haven't talked to him. I'll have to reach out to him and see what's going on.
And by the way, the shirt you see that I'm wearing, the shirt that you see Jason wearing, and the shirt that you can't see that 00 Dan is wearing are all available at the link for Teespring down below. Use the promo code HEROIC, all capitals, so you get 10% off on a t-shirt purchases until May 29th. Look at that. I'm sponsoring my own videos.
Congratulations.
Super meta now. Yeah, I dish it out, but I can't take it. Aww. Hey, O'Neill Flynn, what's up? Per Malachi knows I'm. Stop, Per. You don't have to defend. You don't have to defend him. Cats are D's. One moment they're all lovey-dovey, and the next they're Beavis and Butthead on crack speed and energy drinks. That's descriptive. So we are going to be playing Heroic, the campaign, of course, set in the year 1980X in the fascinating metropolis of Capital City. We will be using Roll20 for our dice rolling. Please make sure, players, you have 3D dice turned on for when you roll, so that way people can see your dice fly beautifully across the table. You might want to test once to make sure the color you've selected is actually legible with the dice, because the numbers are always black for some reason. They've updated 60 million things, but not the 3D dice. There you go. We can see Sergeant Dan's dice. And we can see Jason's dice. And we can see Baron G's dice. And now let's see if we can see Jazz's dice.
I'm dealing with some settings.
Okay. Not a problem.
There we go. There we are. And then...
You don't see any dice because I'm not showing you the board right now. My God, man. My God. I'm seeing them. That's what matters. When they need to roll things important, we'll see them then. Need help, Ashley? Nope. All right, we're good. Yay, we can see her dice, and just for the players and not specifically for Eric, you can now see the dice of mine, which are from where your fates will fall. So get used to that color. All righty. So we're going to begin the game. It is late spring in Capital City. The world is changing. The new president has been sworn in and is now running the country. His promise to create a ceasefire during the Central American War has come true, though American troops remain in occupation of Cuba, which of course causes many outrages and protests all around the world. And, oops, I think I went all echoey. And there, am I better now?
Yes.
There we go. And all that fun stuff, basically. So it's kind of a crazy bit of a world right now. But as spring is coming into Capital City, or has come into Capital City, people are trying to feel better about life, trying to do what they can. We're going to jump. I was going to literally go to his character. Let's wait for him to reconnect, shall we? Yes, we shall. Que paso avequiso? Let's wait for Baron G to figure out what's going on. Ashley, you want to run over and slap him or something?
I could, but that would just distract him, and we don't distract him when he's trying to do something.
Oh, I see. We don't, do we? We don't? I don't know about, I don't know what you mean by we, white woman.
It's the royal we.
It's the royal we. There he is. What happened there, buddy? Got no
You're
audio.
muted.
The world is changing. I can feel it in the air.
There.
I can hear it in the water. Yes, can we hear you, Baron?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
I don't know, can we?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Are you in Europe? Do you need an adapter? No? All right.
Something like that.
So, where does Nero Blackhand, swear to God, that is like the most 90s vampire LARP character name I've ever heard in my life. Is he a Tremere? I think so. But anyway, here he's
Malkavian.
No, Malk named Nero Blackhand, please. It'd be Nero Fizzlebottom or something. Come on. I've never seen someone play a reasonable Malk ever in my life. They all are complete circus freaks. Baron G, where is Nero live? What does he do? What's his haunt?
He tends to do a little bit of little private detective work on the
No, where does he
side.
live? I asked you where he lives. I
Oh.
didn't know where he hangs out. What's his zone? What's his place?
In the typically kind of in like the ghetto type area.
Oh, so he lives in a bad neighborhood.
Yes.
Okay, well, the best bad neighborhood for you then would be the bad neighborhood of either Portage. Give me a quick second. Sorry, I got to open up a file here. No, blah, 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 so many things. Yeah, the best bad neighborhood for you would be either Portage or Regents. They're side by side. They're the worst neighborhoods in Capital City, and in the middle of them, there's a multi-block square that is called the Combat Zone that is completely run by street gangs. So which would he live in, Portage or Regents? Close to the river or away from the river?
Close to the river.
Close to the river. I like that style.
Smells like portage.
Well, that's the idea, Portage. But this is a Capital City. Had anyone bothered to read? Is a former French colony that was taken over by the British and then liberated during the War of Independence. There's still a large French community that lives there, and many parts of the town have French names. And people in Capital City actually know how to pronounce them properly because they're from there. They're not goofballs. Unlike, say, when you go up to Michigan and you get all these cool French names that people can't pronounce. Anywho, so just to show you what we're talking about, this is Capital City here. You, my friend, are right here in what we would not, it's not District 24, but it's map marker 24, and that is Regents. And that big square in the middle is the Combat Zone. So you live near the river in Regents. That works out just fine for me. Okay, so you are, what's his resources?
Resources are 40.
And he lives in a slum? The guy's a millionaire. Okay, all right, slum boy. All right, slumdog millionaire.
Remember also he's a loner.
Yeah, yeah.
And
so I'll live in a crowded
repellent.
neighborhood full of criminals versus I'll go buy a house somewhere out in the wilderness. You know what I mean? I get it. He's a weird guy. We've now established clearly Blackhand is a weird dude.
He's an ambivert.
Okay. He's an ambivert. He's a retrovert. He's a throwback to an earlier day. So you're in your apartment. I assume it looks worse on the outside than it does on the inside. Urban camouflage.
Yes.
Okay. There's a knocking at your door.
I'll go over and look through the peephole.
Oh, your peephole's been smudged and dirty for a long time. You can see a vague shape. You live in a shit neighborhood, dude.
Yeah.
There's a vague shape outside the door.
Who's there?
Message for you, says a soft female voice.
I'll crack the door open. Take a look.
So you glance around the crack. So standing there is something you would not ever in a million years expect to see in your neighborhood. There are two young ladies, both of them dressed in white, almost gossamer type robes. Very ethereal looking. They've got trinkets and beads and rings and very, very new agey sort of type stuff. You are part of the mystic community, so you know damn well who these are. These are disciples from the Women's Holistic Institute for Metaphysics, which is run by a woman named the Wiccan. And the Wiccan is a very potent magical person in this world. And these are the types of girls who study and live at her society. They're kind of like Vestal virgins by way of 80s New Age paganism.
What does she want?
They just hand you a card. Maybe one of them holds out a little envelope.
Take it through the little slit in the door.
They smile, turn, and walk off down the hall.
Close the door. I will look at the envelope, make sure it's not nothing bad's going to happen when I crack the seal on it.
Well, how you intend to do that, sir?
I believe see, what do I roll for my mysticism?
For your what with your what now?
Is
Hey,
it
Hungar.
psyche? Is it psyche for the mystic?
No. What are you using to try and determine if there is anything magical on this envelope, sir? What power? What talent? What quirk? Because I've seen your character sheet.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll try water control just to see if.
It's there's no water control will not
Okay.
allow you to detect magic.
Okay.
Sir. Sorry.
Oh, well.
You can try and power stunt detect magic off of your intuition if you'd like.
Sure, I'll do that.
This means you must make a reason feat versus amazing 50. And we're going to go to our first roll of the game. Everybody, hang on just a second while I bring up the board for everyone at home to see. So what is your reason, sir?
My reason is a 30.
So that would make it 2 less than amazing. So you're on the -2 column shift table. You need a 100 for your first time you do a power stunt, which is a red roll. I am going to ask because it's the first time always. I ask always the first game.
Karma.
Okay, and for everyone watching, and for those who don't know, if you don't say karma, you can't spend karma. When you choose to spend karma, you automatically have to spend 10 no matter how much you needed for the roll. It's the default payment. You only decide how much you spend after the dice drop. So you've called karma. Go ahead and give me a percentile roll on the so you get an 84, so you need to spend 16 points of karma to get your 00100 spent. All right, please note that you have done detect magic as a power stunt 1 time. So you've got your red, so next you have to do a yellow, and then when you do 8 more greens after that, so 10 times in total, it'll be a permanent power you can call on at will without having to roll. So, of course, it's got magic on it. Naturally, it's radiating. It's got her sigil on it and all that sort of fun stuff.
But is there anything harmful?
No.
Okay.
Oh, well,
that's more.
Yes. Oh, yes.
But
If it
not
wasn't
for me.
you who opened this envelope, it would be bad
Yeah.
news for them. There'd be a boom.
So I'll pop it open.
So it's sort of like pixie gold dust sort of out of it, and you smell in the air this like a exotic French Turkish cigarette smell, like a very good tobacco burning. And then you hear her voice in the mist, as in the glitter as it's falling down, going, "Immediately, darling, I need to speak to you. Don't waste time." And then everything is gone.
Is there anything additionally in the envelope?
No, sir.
Okay. I will take the envelope and place it in a box that I have there for such
Stuff.
things.
Trinkets.
Things and yes, trinkets.
Curiosos, oddities, perhaps?
I'll walk over and grab my staff and proceed.
So you have a hell of a long way to go. Just so you know, let me go find it on the map. Give me a quick second. Sorry, it's a big map, and I don't have it memorized, to be quite honest. There it is, number 4 on the map. So if we look at the map, so you are down here in region 24, and she is at marker number 4. So if we look around the map, we're looking for a purple marker that says 4. And like I said, I haven't memorized the map, and to be quite honest, I haven't worked on the map in a long time, so it's not fresh in my mind. I do apologize. 4. If you see it, shout it out.
Triangle or circle?
Circle, purple circle. Here, I'll make it even easier on everybody. There it is, number 4. Aha, found it. Right there is number 4. So that is in district number 5, which is known as Pyramid Park. Pyramid Park is a very strange place. It's also the exact opposite end of the city from you. Public transit, you have the orange line here that could take you down to the green line. Then from the green line, you could go right down to Pyramid Park, get out, and walk out. So you're going to have to take public transit unless you got some other way of getting there.
I don't believe I have any vehicles, so public transit it is.
All right. So in your neighborhood, people tend to just accept you're that weirdo guy with the stick. And after a couple of, gangbangers decide they were going to mess with you one day, they all kind of learn, no, don't do that. But you have a multi-block walk to get to the metro station, so it's a nice day. It's a good day for a walk. It's spring. The wind is blowing. Yes.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I thought I had something, but I don't know. I have to look at my original sheet.
Okay, I
Go
don't
ahead.
think you have travel power. Do you have a travel power?
I thought I had flight, but maybe I gave that up.
I think maybe you did. I don't know. Let's go look at your character sheet.
Do you have air control?
Nero
No.
Blackhand has the following powers: Earth
I'm
control,
thinking
stone
that-
armor, water control, invulnerability.
Yeah, I'm thinking different character. Never mind.
I'm thinking you're right. Okay, so you walk the blocks. It's quite nice, and then you head down into the metro station. And I think in this area it's an L train. I can't remember off the top of my head. Let me double check. Orange Line. All stations are elevated trains, originally built in 1962. So you take the L train, and you head down through the combat zone, through Portage, and then down into the smaller neighborhoods through Little Italy, and then through New Harbor, and then all the way up and across. It's in Little Italy that you switch over on the green line, the orange line to the green line. And on the green line, which is much nicer, it's an L train where but then eventually it goes underground into the city. And eventually, about probably 40 minutes later, you find yourself getting out at Pyramid Park, and WIM, which is what everyone really calls it, the Women's Holistic Institute for Metaphysics, is only about a block away from the station itself as you walk up out of the station. And Pyramid Park is a strange place. Like the rest of the city, you've got like mostly a modern city. A lot of it is Art Deco, 30s and 40s. A lot of that's left over. There was a massive fire in 1902, I think it was, that destroyed most of downtown. So it was all rebuilt during the 20s, 30s, and 40s. So there's a lot of Art Deco, a lot of streamlined modern stuff like that. There is modern things, modern construction. Just south of you is Pointe Duchesne, and Pointe Duchesne is the old French neighborhood, and it's colonial French weird stuff. But don't engage with them. Ignore them. Just trust me. They're just here to be schmucks. So you can come back on Tuesday night and make schmucking comments for them. But Pyramid Park is the weirdest place that you could possibly find. It is very much woo-woo, esoteric. Lots of fortune reading shops and curiosities and strange bookstores and things like that. It's the kind of place where people like you just blend. You just blend. And as you approach the Women's Holistic Institute for Metaphysics, you see it as a single building occupying an entire city block, but it only occupies about maybe a third of the entire lot. The rest of the lot is all fountain and sort of Greek Agropolis type steps going down to the building itself. You're heading in. What are you doing?
I'll walk up to the door. Is there anyone there to?
No. Doors are open.
Nope.
You can open the doors and walk right in. It's
Okay.
open to the public.
Okay, I'll walk on in.
And as you walk through, there's an arch, a beautiful marble or maybe alabaster. You're not sure. It's some sort of really beautiful whitish looking stone arch. And as you walk under it, you hear this, and you find yourself unable to move forward. There's something blocking you. And if you try and move backwards, nope, you are now stuck in the arch. And this woman comes dressed like the girls who delivered the thing. She's like, hello, hi, how are you? Hi.
The Wiccan has sent for me.
Yes, but you're carrying powerful magic.
I have my staff.
Yeah. Sadly, our defenses are blocking it from entering. Are you okay with just having us hold it while you visit the Wiccan?
I suppose.
Great. Just lean it against the archway, please.
And I do so.
And it just vanishes. Don't worry. It's safe in the vault. It'll come back as soon as you're ready to leave. Promise. and you find you can move forward again.
Okay, I'll move forward.
So you would be Mr. Blackhand, is that correct?
That is correct.
Excellent. The Wiccan is waiting. If you come right this way, please. Do you require something? Herbal tea, mineral water? Maybe
No,
some
I'm
beautiful
fine.
organic vegan pastries, if that would interest you.
I'm fine.
All right, very well. This way, please. And she leads you past the reception down a corridor, and then there's a door, and she's like, you can go right in. She's expecting you.
I'll step through.
So the first thing that hits you is the scent of the room, which is a scent of spices and that Turkish exotic cigarette smoke that you were smelling off of the envelope. The second thing that hits you is the total accostation of your visual senses. This room looks like a combination of a 1930s pulp detective's office mixed with an opium den, mixed with some sort of 1001 Arabian Nights, 101 Nights, whatever, Arabian Nights type harem place. Like, it's insane. It's eclectic, as you can imagine. And you see the aforementioned lovely and talented Wiccan leaning against her desk, smoking one of her cigarettes. And she just turns and looks at you and goes, sweetie, darling, sweetie, thank you for coming so quickly. How are you?
I'm living.
Really? Is that what you call what you do? Living. Fascinating. No pleasantries, Nero?
So you,
Oh my God, Wiccan, you look great. You've lost weight. Did you change your hair? Is that a new suit? Nothing, just straight, I'm grumpy.
when have you ever known me to be not grumpy?
I believe there was a time back in 79, but there may have been hashish and some sort of weird hallucinogens involved, so I can't really say if it was you, or I just saw a black coat on a rack and it seemed to be smiling for a moment. So really anything's possible, I suppose.
So what do I owe the pleasure of the summons?
Well, I need to hire your services.
Let's see.
His character's name is Nero Blackhand. In fact, why don't we all put our character names up? Baron. Because Baron's a ginger, and gingers are technically challenged sometimes. There we go.
What's my excuse?
I'm not going there. Let that one slide. You're married to Baron. There you go. That's your excuse.
By proxy. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take it.
Exactly. All right. So she's like, yes, I need to hire your services.
And what services are you in need of?
Well, aren't
I mean, you have unlimited resources here. What could you need with someone like me?
Sweetie, darling, darling, sweetie, darling. You know the kind of enemies I have. If I make a move in the world, you know the kind of beings that will notice. If I step outside the sanctum, sanctorum, as it were, you know the attention I will draw. Hence, I work through proxies, and you are the proxy I want for this, as she blows a puff of smoke in your face. It smells nice. I mean, it's a really good, sweet-smelling sort of smoke, but, it's still annoying.
All right, what do you want?
Well, last night, there was a burglary at one of the museums, and something was stolen that I want reclaimed. It was at the Historical Museum, and there was a small little statuette, supposed to be some sort of shadow god from some Mesopotamian, Mesoamerican, I don't know, some primitive place. And that's gone. And that's not a good thing, because if it is legitimate, and I think it is, it has powers. And that means someone has stolen something of power, and we can't have that, can we? Now, I've told them at the museum many times, allow me to make duplicates for them that will be indistinguishable from the original, and I will store the actual artifacts here. But they refuse, of course, always. So, I need you to investigate what happened.
Is there any additional information that you have with this?
What more do you need?
Well, I'm sure you have an idea of who might.
I haven't the foggiest. If I had an idea, do you think you would be the one I would call? I have enforcer proxies that I would call for such a thing. You are my eyes and ears proxy. You go out and look at things that I can't look at, sweetie.
I see.
Yes, if there's a fight, oh my God, run. Please.
Of course.
You're very fragile. Arms like spaghetti, really, and not the wet kind.
Yeah.
What are your terms?
Unlimited access to the Forbidden Library.
Are you mad? Have you taken leave of your senses?
This is the negotiation.
I meant, how much money do you want per day, darling? Not absolute nonsense and poppycock. There are things in there that would swallow your soul and spit you out as a dark god. I don't think I'll be letting you in there. Thank you very much.
Okay. $1,000 a day. That does include all expenses. And not access to the Forbidden Library, but access to books that I may not have come across that would benefit me for perusing only within the sanctum. Under your watchful eye.
No, I'm busy. I can't be keeping an eye. I'll get some of the virgins to do it. Very well. I'll agree to your terms, $1,000 a day plus expenses. Money is irrelevant to people like us. I don't know why you want it, but you seem to insist on this charade of being a gumshoe, so we will go through with it for your benefit. I love a good pantomime. And I will curate a book for you, and you will get to keep the book and take it home. And perhaps we'll turn you into more than a mud magician eventually.
You shall see.
I mean, elementalists are useful, but usually they can do fire and air at the same time as water and earth. You're just mud. It's disgusting. Clay.
Yeah, but it also helps with things like quicksand.
Yes. I'm sure it's fascinating.
Speedsters definitely hate that.
Do you fight a lot of speedsters, do you? I'm plagued with them myself, but fortunately I was able to get some speedster spray from the hardware store. Now, if we are done, you have a task to get to. Please see to it. And report back as soon as you have any information for me.
Could it be directly to you or through one of your proxies?
It depends when and what time, and if I'm busy.
I'm just.
Cog,
I know you're a busy woman.
This goes Cog, and then from the shadows you hear a voice go, "Yes, mistress. You will be the one who speaks to Mr. Blackhand moving forward. Is that acceptable?" "Must I, mistress?" "Yes, you must." "Very well." And out of the shadows steps the largest man-bull creature you have ever seen. This is a literal minotaur. He just extends a big, meaty hand.
I'll shake his hand.
Like your hand fits like that in his. Shake. "I am Korg. I am at your disposal. Do not waste my time."
Understood.
Good. Excellent. Then we're agreed. She takes a puff, and you find yourself standing back in the lobby, just on the other side of the arch, and a girl holding out your staff to you.
I'll take my staff and turn and walk out.
All righty. Meanwhile, let's jump over to Zephyros. So, Zephyros is from Capital City, or is he from Greece and relocated here?
He is from Capital City.
Okay, so his father relocated after the war or something,
the war,
was that it? And then you were born here and grew up. Okay. Does he live in sorry, just give me a quick second. I will tell you the name of the neighborhood. Does he live in... Did I change the name? Oh no, New Athens, which is the most Greeky of the Greek neighborhoods in town, or did he move out and go somewhere other than his people's sort of ghetto?
I would say that's where his father lives, and he has moved out. Somewhere middle class, upper middle class.
So is he in the city, or has he moved out of the city completely to one of the suburbs?
In the city.
So middle class in the city. Boy, that's going to be fun. Well, you wouldn't be too far outside then in Harborside. So just to give you the map, so again, you guys get an idea. Your father would live down here in this neighborhood down here, which is New Athens. And you would live up here in, not Harborside, sorry. I'm stupid. River Park. This is River Park. River Park is from low to middle class, basically, as a neighborhood.
Oh.
Typical to excellent resources required to be able to live there. The nice thing is that it's in the shadow of the hill, which is basically this massive hill at the end of the park, which has the Titan Observatory on top of it. It also has the Heroes Hill Superhero Cemetery on it. And the name of the hill, let me get it right. Because I changed a bunch of stuff. So I want to make sure I get it right. It's Rampart Hill. It's named Rampart Hill because of the old British fortification that was built at the top of the hill after the British took the colony from the French. Okay. All right. So you've basically decided to take advantage of a beautiful spring day and get yourself a fly around the city and just sort of see what's going on. As you're sort of flying over the park, it's always a nice flight over the park. It's beautiful. It's a massive park. It's not quite Central Park big, but it's pretty impressive and big as it is. It's bordered by very nice neighborhoods as well. You do see, as you sort of fly past that more into the city center, you see, give me a second, as you are flying past an area, you see the Museum of Natural History, and there's a bunch of cop cars in front of it. That catches your eye.
Just parked, or there seems to be anything violent going on at the moment?
Just parked, but they got the lights going.
Okay. Do I see anybody that looks like they're in charge?
No, the cars are just outside. Whatever's happening appears to be happening inside.
I'll drop down and walk inside.
All right. So you drop down, walk inside. You get to the front. There's a sort of a kiosk type thing, and this girl's like, sort of gives you a curious look. Oh, are you here for the thing?
I saw the police cars. Is something going on?
Yeah, no, they're waiting for you inside. If you want to just head in, just go past the dinosaur exhibit and then hang a left, and you'll be in the what we like to call the spooky section. And you can go to the spooky section, and they're waiting for you over there. And she presses the button, and the little gate opens up for you to go through. You have no idea who she thinks you are, but why not? Enjoy it while it lasts, right? All right. So again, you pass through the center of the museum, and there's a massive dinosaur. Like that is the central exhibit here, is this massive dinosaur exhibit. And at the far end, there are three options. Straight ahead takes you into an ancient Egyptian section. To the right looks like something medieval, and then to the left looks like something out of the gallery, or Night Terrors, or Kolchak the Night Stalker, or something like that. It's got that feel to it.
That's the one I go to.
You know what? I just realized I didn't do something for the people watching, so give me a quick second. I'm going to punch that up. I'm going to punch that up. And I'm going to punch that up. Okay. So that way we will have all of this good to go. Give me a second. Sorry about that. I realized I wanted to do this and forgot to do it. So just so we all know, this is what Nero Blackhand looks like. We already saw the Wiccan, and this is what Zephyrus looks like. So now you know what two of the characters look like. So you walk in, you see a bunch of police standing around, and they're dusting things, and they're thinging things, and all that kind of stuff. They're policing, you know. And there is a... see, your dogs went quiet, and Beans got bold.
Thought cats supposed to be quiet.
There we go. Hello, Beans. Coming down? Yes? All right. Come say hello. Yes, indeed. Yes, over with your bum. Yes, masterful. Thank you. Thank you.
It
Oh,
wouldn't be a
no.
live stream
No.
if Beans didn't show.
It would not. So anyway, part of what's going on there is you see there is a museum guy, curator, talking with the police, and he looks over and he sees you and he goes, "Yes, hello, yes, hi. Who are you? Hello."
I'm Zephyrus. I saw the police cars. I stopped to see what was going on, if anyone needed assistance. And the young lady at the kiosk said you were expecting me?
We were told that there was going to be some supernatural assistance coming. Are you it? Nero, you're standing in the doorway when you hear this, knowing that you may be the very supernatural that they were expecting.
I'm just going to sit back and see how he answers the question.
Okay.
I'm super powered, but she may have been mixed up. She may have just assumed since I was dressed like.
Yes. How wrong of us to confuse which colorfully clad, costumed individual we were supposed to speak with. Are you specialized in investigation of paranormal and mystical things?
I am not, sir.
Then why are you here?
I was wondering the same thing.
Look over at him. Nice staff. I'm betting he's your mystic.
Hello, are you the paranormal investigator?
I am.
Excellent. What do you need from us?
I look around. Any video footage?
There are security cameras, yes.
I will need to look at that. Also, what was basically, what does the security look like that was on the actual item?
It was in a. Well, we can show you the videotapes, and we can have our security. Our night watchman was here. He stuck around to answer questions. Would you like to meet with him?
Yes.
Just give us a quick second. Bunny, unclench, relax. She'll get to speak soon. Cool your jets. Thank you. All right, where are we? Bunny is going to get herself banned if she keeps it up, though. Oh, whoa, whoa. So. Right this way. Right this way.
Is this the one of the curators that I'm assuming that I'm talking to?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry, nerd's nerd, as always, with the stealth shot. Apparently, Bunny must have said something about ceremonial chocolate earlier. Clearly, we now know. Anyway.
As we were walking, I go, you should probably take the Wiccan's offer up on making the copies.
So are you following Zephyr?
Oh, yeah.
Zephyr, no, I mean Zephyrus. Are you following them as they're walking away?
I'll trail behind.
Why not? Okay, so, oh, Jesus, now Sean's starting, speaking of special brownies. Anyway, back to the game we're actually having as opposed to what these people who haven't super chatted want. So, there we go. It's just the way it seems to work. Anyway, so he leads you into the back room, and there's a night watchman sitting there, and there's video cameras, monitors, the whole 9 yards. This is obviously their security thing. And the guy looks up and he goes, "Hey," looks at Zephyrus. You the special investigator?
No,
I am.
He looks at you and he looks somewhat disappointed all of a sudden. Oh, okay. What do you want to know?
Walk me through it. What happened?
Just around 3 a.m., I was doing my patrols. There was just down this end of the museum, all the lights went black for a second. And I don't drink. I haven't touched a drop in 30 years, not since Korea. And I'm telling you, I saw those shadows move.
Really? Okay.
And the statuette that got stolen was in the. Well, here, let me show you. And he pops up a tape, and then he brings up on the monitor what's the room, and you see this camera angle of the room. There's a flicker in the center of the room is a glass case, and it's got this statuette of a multi-armed black god standing in it, basically posed and like with one leg up, almost very Hindu in style. And then there's a flickering, and then everything goes black for a second, and it comes back, and you see the statuette is gone. Give me an intuition check, both of you. Simple intuition check means you're rolling just against your intuition. Hang on, I got to bring the thing up for the people to see, you crazy dice rolling maniac. So you got a 79, which gives you yellow. Okay, Jason. 89, which definitely gives you the yellow. So both of you notice when it comes back on, when the picture comes back on, the statue's gone, but you can see tendrils of shadow disappearing into the darkness around. And that's it. That's all we got. And it's gone.
I'll turn to the curator and go, what exactly was it that was stolen?
Oh, it was a ancient subcontinent religious icon. I believe it's Hindu or proto-Hindu or something like that. The name of the god was, give me a moment. I must look it up. I must go through. The name is Malakar. Yes. Malakar, Lord of Shadows.
Interesting. Is there any... Have you gone through additional to see if there was anyone who was around prior to the disturbance?
Yeah, there was nobody in here except me, man.
On the cameras?
No, we went through the cameras. I know how to do my job.
No, I'm not saying you don't. I was just asking the question.
There was no one here. Take my word for it.
Okay. I'll turn to the curator again and go, you should really, I'm going to say it again, you should really take the Wiccan up on the offer.
Unfortunately, I'm not the owner of the museum. The board has rejected her offer, but perhaps we'll reconsider. I don't know, but just find the statue, please. It is on loan to us from Bombay. Our insurance will be devastated if we have to pay the penalty for this. Plus, it's priceless. It's irreplaceable. It's one of a kind.
And how long have you had it?
Oh, it's been part of the exhibit for at least 10 years.
Interesting. 10 years and now it's... I see. I'll need to go and take a look at the actual area again.
Yes, look at everything you need to look at, but for the love of all that is sacred, find the statue, please.
Yes, I understand. Allow me to do my job.
Yeah, that's what we're calling it, huh? All right, cool. Let me show you where it is. This way, please. You too, Powder Blue. Come on. So he leads you back out to the area. And there's a man standing there looking at the empty container. He's an odd-looking man in that he has a silverish gold skin and he's slightly radiating a gold glow. Aurelius, last night there was dimensional energy disruption within the city. You've been tracing it all morning and you found here. and you are now staring at the place where this dimensional energy occurred. Something opened up a hole in time and space of some kind and took something from here.
You're muted.
You're muted, and hang on, before you go any further, let me show everybody at home what you look like. Doesn't he look like fun? He looks like a fun guy, huh? Yeah, that's a fun guy. All right, so you guys see him standing there.
Did it seem familiar?
It's just dimensional energy. There's no familiarity to it. You're just attuned to dimensional energy. So when there's a rip in dimension, you notice it or you can feel it because of your unique nature.
Okay.
Now, clearly, like Dr. Beckett, you're hoping every dimension is the dimension home, right? But so there
Not
you go.
really. Mine's a warscape nuke mess. This is much more pleasant.
Well, it's nobody from your world coming through to say hi. How about that?
That's even better. I like to use my enhance senses to see if I can pick up any residuals of that disturbance.
Give me an amazing or superhuman feat. So what is your enhanced senses rank?
Uncanny 100.
Okay, so you're on the +2 column shift table right here, sir.
Alrighty, I'm going to spend karma.
Okay, don't forget you guys have cards too. 92, spend the 10.
Yes, I will.
So what would you like to know? It's definitely not your energy. It's not from your dimension.
Okay. Is there like a fingerprint type thing? Something that can be traceable back?
If you detected the energy again, you would be able to, if you encountered it again, you could definitely notice it. You would recognize it.
And
it has a negative aspect to it.
I will speak out loud. This is not from where I come from.
Where exactly do you come from, pal?
Not this earth.
Okay, and he turns back to Zephyrus and Nero. This is your world, not mine. And he steps behind the two of you.
What do you mean, not your world?
Obviously didn't see the news a couple days ago. That's fine. I was here sent on a mission, supposedly peaceful, according to what I was told, to try and bring back humanitarian supplies to my version of Earth.
Hey, do I need to call Asgard?
No.
Well, I'm talking to you, freak show. Hey,
not.
Do I need to call Asgard?
I
What's
am
your name,
registered.
sir? I'm asking Aurelius.
I'm known as Aurelius.
Have you spoken to Asgard since you arrived here?
Oh, yes.
I'll turn back to the guard. If you'd like to, go call Asgard, ask what they know about this Aurelius fellow, just to verify what he's saying.
I'm going to do that. And your name is?
Zephyrus.
Zephyrus. And Hippy Dippy Doodah, what's your name?
Nero Blackhand.
Of course it is. Nero Blackhand. Aurelius, Zephyrus, and Nero Blackhand. None of you sound like you're from around here. Just saying. And he goes, I'll be back. And he walks towards the security office, leaving the three of you alone.
Yeah, this is gonna be a rough day.
Best as I can tell, that there is something extra dimensional going on.
That's interesting because what was taken was a supernatural idol of a god.
And whoever took it was shadows.
Jason, get closer to your mic. We can't hear you over the dog.
Again?
And whoever took it was manipulating shadows.
So, now, what was the god? Did you get the god that was supposed to be
I
represented?
clearly said the name. If you didn't write it down, you're a bunch of players.
Yes, we
Yeah.
are.
It was a black god named Beans.
Well, technically, it was the god of shadows. You said so.
Yeah.
Could be Beans.
Beans, are you Malakar, the god of shadows from India? Could be, he says. It could be.
So,
I will tell you, Malakard, the god of shadows.
and what do you know about this? This is your world.
I was sent to investigate this and to retrieve the item.
Because the question is Malakar native to this realm, or is it native to the realm that took it?
Who knows?
Aren't you the mystic?
But gods tend to be interdimensional anyway,
Not always.
inherently. At least in my studies.
Okay.
They're here one day, gone the next.
Was there any physical trace left, Bear, or is it just signature?
Just energy.
So almost like a supernatural fingerprint type. Yep. Okay.
Can you trace this, whatever it is?
If it shows up in this dimension, I'll be able to detect it and know it's coming, where it's coming from.
So what you're saying is that it's no longer on this plane of existence.
Not necessarily. It could have used the plane to shift through, come in, grab it, and shift back into this plane, into this dimension.
Well, if you felt the shift here, wouldn't you feel the shift if it was still on here?
Possible. Not necessarily probable.
I assume.
Okay, well, you guys are
in.
debating things. I'd like to eventually get the other player into the game, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
While you guys are literally just talking out your asses at each other. Great role playing,
Yes.
but clearly none of you. I'm going to ask you an out of game question. What is your next step of investigation, Nero?
Start with my normal contacts and see if there's been any talk about
it. You know that none of them will know anything about. This is the first Malakar, Hindu shadow gods from proto-Hindu societies. Like that's not the kind of people you hang out with.
I'll get with my the occultist that I have
Somewhere to go.
Yes.
So you're going to go see your contact. Are you
Yes.
two going to go with him and just sort of follow him since he's now just walking out the door, I guess?
Yes. We're going to be his tail.
Yeah, you got a glowing shadow and a bright blue shadow following you now as you head out. Meanwhile,
Hi.
hi.
At the Hall of Justice. Oh.
You, regardless of where you live in Capital City, there is a part of Capital City that is known as Lachine. And Lachine literally is French for the China. And it's essentially the equivalent of Chinatown in Capital City. It is here, number 11 on our map up at this end on the river. It is a very Asian, like it's Chinatown effectively, but they're Koreans and Vietnamese. It's Asia Town, basically. Lachine is the polite term. A lot of people just refer to it as the Orient. That's the politest term. that they use for it. But it is home to something really, really fascinating, which is the night market. And the night market is right up on the riverside. And it basically starts at midnight on certain nights of the week. And everybody has kiosks and stalls there. And they just, from midnight till dawn, they sell stuff. And you were at the night market last night checking things out because, why not? It's a fun thing to do. It's a great food, lots of cool knickknacks and doodads and what have you. And this is a little bit of a zoom on time back to earlier this morning, just before the sun was coming up. As you were sort of wrapping up your night of listening to cool music and seeing performers and all kinds of stuff. It's like a real festival type feeling, and it happens, twice a week. You were sort of sitting down enjoying a bubble tea and just sort of relaxing and sort of like, this is a new interesting thing. I've never seen this before because it's the 80s. Bubble tea hasn't taken over yet.
Boba.
Exactly. And as you were sort of sitting there and sipping and what have you, you heard a commotion and some yelling and some noise coming from just off. Some sort of chaos was happening.
Depending on how good the band I was sitting and watching was.
Well, they were done. They were done.
They were done? Okay.
Yeah. So you were going to check it out?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So as you sort of moved against the crowd that is coming towards you, and you sort of weave between them and get to the thing, you round a corner and you see in an area where there were a number of stalls selling Chinese sort of doodads and knickknacks and, curios and things like that. You see two things that really kind of catch your eye. First, there is a good-looking young man in a costume. That's eye-catching in and of itself. The second thing is that he's currently holding on to what looks like an obsidian Chinese dragon sculpture, and the shadows themselves are trying to take it from him. And everybody's cleared out, like nobody's sticking around for this craziness. What do you do?
It would be kind of tilt the head and kind of keep an eye of.
He's going to watch what happens?
Yeah, see what happens.
All right. So he's trying his hardest, and he's like, come on, you let go. You can't steal this. What's wrong with you? And then eventually there's more shadows and more shadows coming up on him and starting to grab him. They're pulling on his legs. They're pulling at his arms as he's holding onto this, trying to pull his arms apart. And eventually he just gets overwhelmed by the shadows, and they sort of pull his arms fully apart. And then they grab this thing, and then the shadows just dissipate as quickly as they were there. They're just gone. They sort of drop him on his ass, and he's like, "Wow, that's humiliating." Great
You
first.
cool, man?
So he
Help him
looks
up?
and goes, "Oh, hey, hi," and he sort of, stands up, towers over you. He's like 6'4", 6'5". He's a big guy. It's like, "Hi, ma'am, you might want to clear the area. It's not safe. There's some sort of shenanigans going on."
But seriously, are you cool? Because that looked.
I don't know if I'm cool, dude, but I'm good. I lost the thing, and yeah. Hi, I'm Sky Knight. Nice to meet you. Anyway, ma'am, if you'll excuse me, I've got to deal with superhero business. Nothing personal, ma'am. Just it's superhero business. Don't forget, you're in your civilian clothes right now. You're in your secret ID, so you just look like some rando to him. So he's going to turn and sort of leave.
He is wearing this super suit. Does he have any type of jewelry on?
No, he is devoid of jewelry. That's for sure. Her character isn't in costume, Bunny. She hasn't revealed herself yet, so shh. My God, it's like having a hyperactive child babysitting. Quick, someone give her candy and the Nintendo play a Game Boy.
So let's play a little bit of iron in the bloodstream magnetism
Okay.
to make him feel a little bit off center.
All right. Normally, I'd call for a power stunt on that, but since it's just going to be a harmless role playing thing, I'll allow you to do it. As he literally takes a step and looks like he's about to fly, and he just goes, "Oh," and then starts to sort of lose his balance and fall. Are you catching him or letting him land on his ass again?
Catching him.
So you catch him. He's like, "Oh, thank you." Oh, oof.
I think you need to sit down for a minute, man.
Yeah, maybe. I guess that fight took a lot more out of me than I thought. Oh, sorry. So he sort of
Pull him off to the side and
a bench or
have
whatever.
a sit. And
Sorry, I apologize. I was very rude of me. What's your name, ma'am?
Lena Lee.
Lena Lee?
Mm-hmm.
Like two names, Lena Lee, or just Lena Lee and then a whole other name at the end? Or are you like one of those like Belladonna? You've only got one name.
Lena Lee Grayman.
Oh, well, nice to meet you, Lena Lee Grayman. I'm Sky Knight.
So, what was that thing you were trying to?
I don't know. I was here just taking in the festival in my secret identity, and I noticed these shadows, and I heard the shop guy go and I looked over, and these shadows were trying to steal this big statue of looked like a black dragon with jade eyes and or emerald eyes. They were emerald, yeah. And so I off go the civvies and straight into duty battle. That's what we do. That's what superheroes are for. So yeah, that's what I did. And well, as you can see, I kind of got my butt kicked.
Well, and kind of a little reveal of the.
He's just really flat, like
it's kind of a little.
He just kind of goes, aerobics. Are you going to go get physical or something? I don't understand.
Let's just say I tend to have a similar.
As he's staring at you as you're talking from the confusion, he kind of has the look of like a dog trying to figure out how an organ works. Like it's making noise, and he can clearly see that that's the thing making noise, but he has no idea what's going on. He's very pretty. Let's just put it at that. Very pretty. Okay, well, I'm going to go. I'm feeling better. Thank you. I appreciate your time, Lena Lee.
Question real quick before you go, though.
What's that?
Vendor was it that you had that had the statue thing first?
Oh, that guy over there, and he points to this one guy who's picking up things. And he's like muttering to himself in some East Asian language and putting stuff away.
Okay, nighty night, pretty boy.
Yeah, you too, pretty lady. Yeah, and he just kind of flies away.
And head over to shopkeep and be
closed. No more sales. Go away.
trying not to keep yourself
Take your time.
Truthfully, it would be more of a make a mental note of this and dash.
And dash? Okay. Where are you dashing to?
My base.
Yeah, you've been up all night. It's time to go home, right?
Uh-huh.
So you get home to your apartment, wherever it may be. We won't get too deep into the weeds on that right now, since we want to get you moving through the story. And as you get to the doorstep, you see the Capital City Chronicle newspaper. The morning edition has been left at your door as every morning. And as you pick it up, the headline is "Mysterious Indian Statue Stolen from Natural Museum." And then as you're sort of like, that's weird. I was just looking at a statue. And as you go in reading it, and does she have a cat, a dog, anything like that? Fish, a parrot?
Probably a dog.
Probably not. So, your dog comes padding over and all that, and you're reading the story. It basically talks about how this weird black statue of some Indian thing was stolen from the Museum of Natural History. The security witness says something about moving shadows. In a public statement, the Wiccan has stated she is lending her efforts to the investigation through one of her agents. If you have any information, please call blah, 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 and there's a number to call.
Ring-a-ling-a-ding, Miss Wiccan.
So you're going to call it? All right, so you
Yep.
pick up your phone, you dial the number, and it rings twice, and then, hello, darling, you have some information for me?
Yeah, I think. I'm not sure. The statue, is it a part of a set?
No. Why?
Because I encountered at Yada Yada Festival that I was at last night an interesting, sounds similar to what the History Museum is dealing with.
Well, I'm all ears. Don't spare the details, darling.
Well, there was a super there, and it looked dragonesque.
The super looked like he was a dragon?
No, he had a dragonesque statue.
Oh, a dragon statue. Yes, all right. I do.
And he was
where were you?
At the festival last night.
A festival. You're at the Chinese night market.
Chinese, yeah.
So was it a Chinese statue?
I would assume so, being as it was at a vendor stall in the China market. So
Chinese black. You said dragon, yes?
Yes, with emerald eyes.
Oh, emerald eyes, you say. Excellent, darling. Excellent. Well, thank you so much. We've traced the call. We know where you are. Don't worry. We're very discreet. We're going to send you a gift basket for helping us out. Some lovely natural balms and bath oils and things like that. It'll make you feel just right as rain, darling. If you learn anything else, please don't hesitate to call back. All right?
Sure, madame.
Aw. Clicks off. And then there's a knock at your door.
Over to the door, open it a crack.
And there's this young girl in white robes, gossamer, holding a wicker basket out that's stuffed with a whole bunch of ointments and creams and oils and scented beads and all kinds of fun stuff.
So foo-foo. Ugh.
Oh, I wouldn't throw that away. That's powerful stuff. Have a nice day. And she just turns and walks away.
Set that in my bathroom and
Okay.
forget about it.
So you, what are you going to do? Are you going to get some sleep? You're going to stay up? What's the plan?
Get a bit of sleep.
All right. We'll cut back to Nero. And just because Bunny's going to bloody well murder me if I don't bloody well show her, even though we didn't see her in her costume, this is what Jazz looks like. Okay? There you go. There's Jazz. All right. We're all happy now, Bunny. There we go. So we'll cut back to later in the day, and then you'll catch up time-wise after your sleep. You going to see your mystic contact. Who is your occultist contact? What's his name?
I don't have a name for him.
Make it up. You GM games, I'm sure, in your life. You know how to make it up on the fly, Baron.
Never. I've never done that before.
RPG Dad 2.0. What the hell? O'Neill, is that you? Okay, anyway, sorry. What's his name?
Uh,
I'm going to give him a name in 5 if you don't come up with one.
Brian McAllister.
Brian McAllister. Excellent. And Brian McAllister has what? How is he an occult guy? Does he have a shop? Does he have a bookstore? Does he have a temple? Is he leader of a cult? What does he do?
Bookstore.
All right. And where's his bookstore located? Is it in Pyramid Park with all the other woo-woo?
Yes.
Or is it? Okay, so you guys are going back to Pyramid Park. Okay. He's taking you to Pyramid Park, Zephyros. That's never a good sign. Pyramid Park's a really weird place. For you, Aurelius, it makes no matter. Pyramid Park, okay. It's as weird as everything else in this place, so whatever. And he takes you into a bookstore called the Occult Page. And you walk in, and the bell rings. Yeah, we're just getting started over here. Please just get. Oh, Nero, how are you, sir? What can I do for you today? Says this older gentleman, balding, sort of pat. You can see the pat of his head and grayish, but not fully gray yet. Bit rotund, a bit chubby, but wearing tweed jacket with the leather patches on the elbows and stuff like that. You can smell pipe smoke in the air. And the place is absolute chaos. Like there's just books stacked everywhere, books on shelves, scrolls, pamphlets, paper, you name it. And downtown Portland. It's Salem without the Vegas.
Yeah. I need to know if you have any books on Malakar, the God of Shadows.
Malakar, the God of Shadows. You want to narrow that down for me? Mesopotamian, Greek, Egyptian, Sumerian.
I thought it was Hindu.
Or it's either Sumerian or Hindi.
Hindi. Doesn't sound Hindi. All right, let me go. And he starts digging through books, and he eventually pulls down this big book that's got like Sanskrit on it, and it's all bound in purple and gold fabric, and he plops it down, and he flips it open. He's like, yeah, wait a minute. Hey.
Glasses?
No, Zephyrus, those glasses right there. So he looks at Zephyrus. Would you mind handing me those glasses right there, sir? The ones on top of that book?
Sure, I'll hand them over.
These things are like, they're like iron wrought. They almost look like colonial glasses, like from the colonial era. And as you pick them up, they're much lighter than they should be because they're definitely made with iron. And you hand them to him, and he puts them on, and you see a little boom. There we go. Now I can read it. All right. Malakar. Malakar, Proto-Hindu. So this is before Hinduism. It's a demon and a god, Indian, Lord of Shadows and the Shadow Realm. That's who Malakar is.
Interesting, because we had a statue of it stolen from the museum.
Oh, was it a Malakar statue? I saw it in the paper.
Yeah. And they said that,
you catch the late edition, the mid-morning edition yet?
No.
Apparently, there was a black dragon statue stolen by shadows at the Chinese midnight market. Some superhero was there.
Do you know who
the superhero was? No idea. There's a picture of him, and he plops down the mid-morning edition, and there's a picture of, it's in black and white, of course, but there's a guy who looks like the picture we saw of wrestling with shadows with this dragon statue.
Zephyrus, do you recognize him?
Do I recognize him? Seeing as I would be, I keep up with known heroes.
I will let you make a roll. You're going to need to give me a second. We're going to use your reason versus, this is really hard. We're going to say uncanny. So what is your reason?
Excellent 20.
1, 2, 3, 4. -5 column shift table, and you need a yellow. So you need a 98 to have a hope in hell.
Well, we'll give it a roll. I'm not going to spend karma. This probably isn't that important.
Fair enough. No cards you want to play? Anything like that?
No.
Okay. No idea.
Nope, I don't know him.
He looks young.
He's probably new.
Interesting.
This capital city, the city of heroes. It happens.
So, is there any word on the street? Maybe any cults to this old god? Or
there's always cults, man. But I mean, really, this is weird. Shadows stealing things, 2 locations, same night.
I'll look at. Does it say in the article that he's showing me? Does it say like roughly what time that happened?
Just before dawn.
So it was after
the museum, for sure. Yeah.
After the museum. I'll turn around to Aurelius and go, I think we should take a trip up to the Orient.
Okay.
Cool.
First?
That sounds like a good next step. I look over at the book dealer. Do you know of any Chinese deities that deal with shadows?
Wow. It's weird when you get to China. There's a lot of stuff going on. But let me take a look. And he goes and he finds another book, and it's got lots of, Chinese Mandarin characters on it. And he pulls it down, and he plops it down, and he opens it up, and then he takes his magic glasses after patting around for a bit. And they're right on the table in front on the counter. And he's like, puts them on. They flash. He's like, black dragons, black dragons, black. And he starts flipping page by page. The Dragon of Shadows. One of the celestial dragons. So in Chinese mythology, you've got the dragon of the dawn, the dragon of the wind, the dragon of the fire, the dragon of water, the dragon of the earth, the dragon of steel, you name it. If there's something, there's a dragon for it. This guy appears to be the Dragon of Shadows.
Two different gods of shadows.
Yeah, it's
Totems.
he's like the opposite of Zhu Lung, but I ain't got the Zhu Lung is the candle dragon, right? He's the dragon of night, light in the night. This is his enemy. I can get more information if you want.
Yeah, if you can get me that and get me word on it. Okay, let me use your phone real quick.
He sort of looks at you and he goes, "You setting up shop?"
I need to make a call.
Yeah. It better be local. And he puts the phone up on the counter. He lands with that gling of the bell inside.
Yeah,
And all the millennials and Gen Z are going, why don't you just use your cell phone?
and I'll pick it up and I'm assuming it's wait, is it a rotary?
Oh yeah, this guy doesn't pay for touch push button. Fuck that. He goes,
So good.
Yin Long. That's his name. Yin Long.
So I'll call the contact number for that they gave me to give information, basically.
So, sweetie, darling, how's your investigation going, darling?
It appears that there's been 2 thefts now of the same way.
The statue of Yin Long was stolen from the Chinese night market. We received
So
an anonymous tip.
From whom?
Some lady. Would you like her address?
Please.
Excellent, darling, excellent. Perhaps you can question her and get more information. Here you go. And she gives you the address.
I'll note that down. I find it interesting that it's 2 different God of Shadows from 2 different pantheons.
Darling. I hope you find lots more information for me. Ta-ta, busy now. Bye. Click.
I was going to ask her if she knew if there was any others that were hanging around, but oh well.
Barry, can you give me the dragon's name again?
Yin Long.
It's in chat.
The G would be quiet, so you'd pronounce it as Yin Long. So Yin Long would be the way you'd pronounce it, but it's spelt with Chinese characters, but it's Yin Long. Long meaning dragon. And his enemy was Zhulong. Or Zholong. Not really sure how to pronounce it. Zhulong would probably be the way I would say it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Hey, Cody.
Great.
So you guys gonna go bug Jazz at her house now?
Oh yeah.
So you were having a lovely sleep, catching up on your wild night of being at the night market. As a person in the music industry, mornings are not really your thing anyway. They're usually bedtime is when dawn happens. That's bedtime for you.
For real.
So you get woken up by your dog barking, which is funny because he didn't bark. What's your dog's name?
Chico.
Zhulong. Chico didn't bark when the girl showed up, which was odd because Chico always barks when someone shows up. But Chico's now barking. What kind of dog is he? What breed? Mutt?
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua. All right, so he's yapping. He's
Oh, yeah.
yipping and yapping as basically there's someone knocking at your door. Or do you speak Cantonese or Mandarin? Is that why you're talking about what I'm saying? I'm curious. Just as a side note. Sorry. So yeah, so there's knocking at your door.
All right. So, kennel up.
Sorry, what?
Chico. Kennel
Gather
up.
up, Chico.
Put him in the kennel and start the coffee machine.
Yeah, they're still
Coffee maker's
knocking at
going.
your door as you're starting the coffee machine, taking your time.
because nobody wants to see me before I've had coffee. But go to the door. If this is another one of the Wiccan chicks, open it up.
Well, the three motliest of beings you could possibly imagine at your door are standing at your door. Gothy McGotherson, Blue Boy True, and the Silver Gold Dude. Like an Oscar statue came to life and is standing at your door with hair.
Checking around them, seeing if there's any shadowy auras around.
So, ma'am, you witnessed a theft last night?
I did.
May we come in?
Entrevos?
Thank you.
So, she really does know where I'm at. Fun.
She?
The lady who I called and told about the statue and the occurrence last night.
Ah, the Wiccan.
You know her personally.
As much as anyone could know her personally.
So, what do we know about this whole shadowiness? Because that was crazy.
Well, why don't we start with what happened to you?
That was for Pearl.
What bear? Oh, okay. Why don't we start with what happened to you?
Not Hungar, it's Hungar. It's a type of kung fu. Sorry to interrupt. Keep going, please.
So what did you see?
So, there was a really pretty boy.
What was his name?
Sky Knight. You remember Sky Knight.
Sky Knight.
Now, Jason, you can make a roll on a simple reason feat to see if that name rings any bells for you.
Okay.
Let me just bring up the roller for everybody to see your roll. Karma cards.
Ah, nah.
No idea. Still nothing. Anybody got a do-over card for him, maybe? Once more with feeling, I think is the name of the card. Anybody got that one? No for Jazz.
Let me check.
No for Baron G. No for Jason and Sergeant 00. Oh, 00, you have the wild card you could trade him, which he could play as the once more with feeling. If you want to, you don't have to. I'm just saying it's out there.
Up to you, man. Depends if you think this is important enough.
Clues. What interesting ideas.
All right. Let's.
So you would drag it to the tabletop?
Yep.
And Jason, you would just give him a card to replace it, and I'll take that card as you playing it.
All right.
And maybe a power surge or something if you got something. I don't know what you got.
I've got a +1 to dynamic feats, a +1 to psychic feats. Psyche feat. +1 action with no penalty.
There you go. Give him that. He'll take that, I'm sure.
You and your
Oh.
allies have initiative for a turn.
Oh, or seize the initiative.
And
Just give him
that
something, dude.
All
Okay,
right.
just right click on the card. Take card, please, Sergeant Dan. That'll add it to your hand. There we go. Okay, you can now try that roll again. Would you like to spend karma? You can't
I
play
will
it.
spend karma.
You've played a card. So spending karma. Okay, let's go ahead and throw that back up for everybody. 93. Spend the 10, you get 103.
Okay.
That's what you got to do is say spend karma, and that's when you get the
Mm-hmm.
exploding result.
It even rewarded you by not making you have to spend too much karma. So there was a Sky Knight during the Golden Age who was, with that role, I'll give you more details, was a member of a local group called the Capital City Challengers. They were like a small-time local superhero group during the Golden Age. Their legend wasn't that great. They did stuff locally, but they weren't like, the United Sentinels of America or something like that. They were just a local team.
And they're no longer active.
Oh dear God, no.
Okay.
And this seemed like a kid.
Yeah, this guy definitely was a kid. Even when
Okay.
you look at that picture in the paper, he looks very young.
Probably a second generation.
Much like you, a legacy. So anyways, yeah, so she said Sky Knight. You guys can keep going.
And
Yeah.
he had a dragon statue, and he was fighting off some shadows that were pulling that away from him.
And you hang around as a civilian?
Enough to make sure he didn't totally get engulfed in something extra.
You're willing to get engulfed in shadows also?
I was far enough away from him that I did not
Okay.
feel threatened.
Most people would run in fear of something like that. Why did you not?
Now, before you say anything, Jazz, Capital City chicks are tough. Everyone knows that. Just so we're clear.
Because I'm just a badass.
Plus 25 karma for a great line. Add 25 to your karma pool, Jazz.
Ooh, with my good karma, that's an extra 10% on that. Yeah.
Yeah, round down.
Well, they're
All right,
doing
will
this
do.
exchange. I'm glancing around her apartment just to see, I mean, not like walk around, just, see if anything stands out to me.
Which shop was it at?
So all you're seeing is like clearly someone who either loves music or plays music or is involved in music lives here, because there's lots of band posters, but like nicely framed, laminated band posters. It was all the rage in the 80s, and
Multiple
great
guitars everywhere.
guitars. Some of them set up nicely and look like they have writing on them. Some are just laying there. Records, an insane record collection. So this woman clearly loves music.
Which shop did the theft take place at?
It was one of the stalls, and
Which
it
one?
was the one right at the corner of Street and Street.
Yeah, so the night market itself is actually just like a vacant lot where they put up the wooden stalls everywhere, and then basically it's like a maze you go into, and you go through the main gate where there's the dragon gate to get in, and it's a temporary thing. There's a couple of permanent buildings in it, but it's mostly temporary stuff where people rent the stalls. So you would have no idea which business it was. You do remember where the stall was, and beyond that, you'd have to figure out how to find out who had rented that stall for the night.
And I didn't get a name of the actual vendor because he was ready to close up shop after the whole business happened. So can't say I blame him.
Turn to Nero. Do you have contacts with the police where we could figure out how to, or other contacts that we might be able to figure out who, since you are the private investigator?
Well, I mean, we could always talk to the folks that actually rent the stalls out and find out who rented that stall. They'd have a record of that.
Maybe.
What do you think, Zephyrus?
Find out who had the stall seems like as good an idea as any. I need to get to a phone. I'd like to call a contact of mine. The name Sky Knight sounds familiar. I want to see if my contact might have any way of might know anything about him or where I could find him. It'd be nice if we could question him.
There's a phone on her coffee table.
Is it a local call? I'm sure that the lovely lady would allow you to use your phone.
But ma'am, do you mind? It is local. He's just here in the city.
Make it short.
Who are you calling?
I am calling my contact.
They lose 25 karma. Who are you calling?
My contact, who I don't think we ever defined. He was a local. It was contact local hero.
Local hero.
Who's a good local hero?
Give me. Is he street level? Is he mid level? Is he big time? Who is he?
Middle of the road.
Middle of the road. You know, Street Ranger. He's like he's one of those like night vigilante type guys. Pistol, you lose 25 karma. Yeah, that's good for his name's Sky Knight. That's your local hero, you know. So you calling up Street Ranger?
Yeah, I'll call up Street Ranger.
This better be really important, man.
We've had 2 artifacts connected to 2 different shadow gods get stolen. Do you know Scott?
What's up, man? You realize I was up all night patrolling the streets, right?
I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot about your hours.
Yeah. I better see lunch in the future on you. What do you want? What do you need to know?
We've had a couple of artifacts stolen. One of them, young hero, new hero, I assume, named Sky Knight.
Sky Knight
was trying to stop the theft. In both cases, they were being stolen by somebody manipulating shadows.
Shadows, artifacts, Sky Knight. Sky Knight's name. Crusaders.
Yeah, from back in my pop's era.
Challengers, Capital City Challengers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't think it's that guy, so maybe it's a new guy.
Yeah. From the picture in the paper, it's a young guy. Generation.
Okay, what do you want from me, man?
I was gonna see if you knew him.
Nope.
That's the name.
Don't know him. Challengers, though, man, they haven't been around since like 48, 49, maybe. They disappeared right after the war.
Yeah, that's what I'm figuring. It's somebody's son or grandson.
Well, what do you want me to do? You want me to find out for you?
If you could ask around. I know you've been in the business longer than me. You probably know more people.
You so owe me dinner now.
Anywhere you want.
And a 12-pack of Porter Brown. All right, I'll call you your regular number, or do I call you at this number?
Leave a message at my regular number.
All right. Where the hell are you?
In a witness's house who was also there at the attack.
And you're calling me from her phone? Mother click.
I'm going to block here now. I turn around and relay. I've got somebody checking into Sky Knight.
Well, let's go take a look at. See if we can locate the vendor and ask him what his dragon was.
We want to thank you for your time. We definitely appreciate all the information, but we have places to be.
And civilians should not get involved.
Well, they should be very careful.
That's so cute.
Ma'am, if anything else.
As she has the carafe of coffee that she had made, and she is floating it over to her coffee table.
So you guys see a coffee pot just float through the room and then land on the coffee table. And is she pouring the coffee with it as well?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's doing a whole thing for you in front of your eyes. It's got a little bit of a weird purplish glow around it. What'd you say, guys?
Zephyrs looks over. Ma'am, are you in the same business we're in? All right. Your actions last night make more sense now.
Yeah, it does.
Sorry, green energy, not purple. My apologies. Your dog's whining in his crate now. He's very disappointed that he's locked in here.
So yeah,
Well,
pick it black, guys.
Hot, black, and bitter like my soul.
So you all have a cup of coffee together. And then what?
How about, young lady, you get changed into whatever grand outfit you get into. And we drinks the whole thing down. Go out and take a look and see who the vendor is to try and figure out that next step.
Give me 10 minutes. Boom, and back. And literally the 10 minutes. Not one of those frissy foo-foo girls that take an hour to do makeup and junk. So.
All right, so now you're all in costume. What's the next move?
to the night market.
How you getting out of your apartment without being seen there, Jazz? I mean, you've already had superheroes show up at your door. Your neighbors are going to talk.
Let them talk.
Okay. So you boldly head out the building and head on over to the night market. Who flies? Who doesn't fly?
I fly.
I fly.
No fly.
So 2 fly, 2 don't. So how you get into the night market?
I have a power stunt on my flight called Share Flight.
Oh, let's see how that works out. Is it the first time you're doing it? Or do you have it as a permanent power?
It was. I think I chunked the power to get it.
Okay, so then it's a permanent power. So he basically creates a wind pool around all of you guys, and you all fly across the city on a cushion of wind. And you guys
I
land.
love locks are just flowing.
And this is why she goes short, spiky hair.
So you guys land. She directs you where to land at the night market. You guys land. You're standing in front of the stalls. They've been locked up and closed down for the day. And there's a Chinese security guy. There's like, hey, what are you doing here?
I was here last night.
Okay, it's closed. You come back Friday.
Good sir, we need to investigate a theft that was happened here early this morning.
Okay.
Where was the stall?
You stay here. I get manager. You stay here. Stay here. Don't leave. And he walks off quickly.
And we walk over to where the event happened.
He said stay. Why?
Let's wait a moment. Let's not antagonize the manager before we get.
She does not seem to give a tinker's damn.
For real. I know where shit went down.
Oh, minus 25 karma for swearing in a comic
Ooh.
book.
Comic book code is in force.
Oh.
It wasn't me.
So she's walking over to a stall. Nobody's going with her.
I look at Aurelia to go with her just
Yeah,
to see
right.
if you can sense the same thing you did at the museum. We'll deal with the manager.
Okay.
All right, give me the sense check again. It'll be superhuman. Actually, it's been long enough that it's mighty now. So you're versus mighty. So you're on the +1 column shift table this time. Hang on, let me bring up the roller for everybody to see your dice fly.
Ready? And I will spend karma.
Okay. 88. Spend the 10. You got a red.
That'll work.
It is faint. It is fleeting, but it is the same residual print.
It is the same.
As you turn around to say that to them, hi, who are you guys? As this guy in a really, really audacious sharkskin suit comes walking up. Who are you? Why are you here? What you need?
Well, we are investigating the theft from last night. Was wanting
Oh,
to know who was.
no theft here. Safe place. Lots of happy people. No one steals anything.
I lean in close to him and go, the Wiccan has sent me to find out what happened with this artifact that was stolen.
He leans in close and goes, I don't know what you're talking about, but your breath is nice.
There's literally pictures of it in the paper, sir.
Ha! That's slander, libel. I sue. I sue for that. That's lies.
You've spoken to a witness that watched it live.
Well, your witness is a liar, and they saw the wrong thing. Maybe they drank too much rice wine. Huh?
All we want to know is who rented, and I point to the stall where they're standing at last night.
That's my cousin Jim.
Be a real shame if we had to ask around the neighborhood to see who else might have been out last night and saw it.
Your first time in Lachine? You're
Must
not
be.
from the neighborhood. No one trusts you.
And-
no one talk to you.
And as I pull out money and start forking over hundreds, I go,
Yeah, Jim
I'm
have a
sure.
shop. He just reaches over and plucks like the first $200 out of it and just goes, Jim have a shop over on Crescent. You go talk to Jim over on Crescent. He happy to help you. Tell him Louis send you.
All right. Thank you, Louis. I
No,
appreciate
my pleasure.
I appreciate your candor.
To the market, I give you free spin on the wheel, huh? You maybe win a prize.
Oh, maybe. And I'll look at Zephyrus and and we walk over to where Aurelius and Jazz are.
You sweeping everybody up?
Yeah. The,
Where are you guys going now?
I let him know. I let him know that there's the residual of the same interdimensional fingerprint here.
Already figured it was the same person, but it's nice to have some confirmation.
Not necessarily same person.
So yeah, I gather everybody up in the wind, everybody that can't fly on their own.
All right, you getting over to cousin Jim's shop on Crescent.
Mm-hmm.
So a quick stop at a phone booth to look through the yellow pages to find the address because it's a big street and lots of Chinese stores, and then you find cousin Jim's Curiosities of the Orient, and it's got the address. So you get there, and you know that mystic bookstore you were in earlier? This is like the Chinese equivalent of that, but instead of books, it's all scrolls and knickknacks and statues and gongs and, all kinds of crazy stuff. You're sure 99% of it made in Hong Kong and not ancient at all, but all burnished properly to look very old and very, very, very authentic. And there's a guy who looks like Egg Chen from Big Trouble in Little China behind the counter. He's like, yeah. What you want? And you recognize him, Jazz, as the guy from last night. And he looks at you and goes, hey, you the girl from last night.
Maybe.
Clean up good. What you want? You're not here to buy anything. Not with those. What you want?
Actually, I do need me one of them luck cats.
One of them what?
The luck cats.
Oh, yeah. $5.
So
And
that statue that was
Ying Nung.
appropriate, yes.
Yes, the Dragon
What can
of
you-
Shadows. Brings the
What can you
night.
tell? What can you tell me about it?
Oh, very old, very old. Han Dynasty. Old, very old. Made of obsidian with emerald eyes. Very valuable. He's good luck for me. Good luck token. Now gone. My luck fall. Oh, not good.
Where did you?
Suffering from some bad luck. There were 2 thefts last night.
Oh, no. Just one. Lose one thing.
One with you, there was a museum that lost a piece that was also related to something related to shadows.
Oh, yeah.
How did you come to have this piece?
How you come to look like that?
An accident.
Okay, well, that's how I got peace. Accident. Huh.
So, what kind of accident as he pulls out his money and starts?
Oh, you're very wise in the ways of the world, my friend. So he just sort of stretches and puts his hand out as you put money in it. How much are you putting in?
200.
Well, when he closes his palm, when Red Chinese, Mao, take over China, all old stuff destroyed is against the code of communism. It's bad for the people to have mystic belief that magic is real. China is magic. So, my family sneak many things out. Malaysia, Hong Kong, Australia, Thailand. Ooh, Tabletop Crusaders gave Double O Dan 25 karma and says good night, all. Well, that was nice of him to give it to you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Well, he's my cousin. He better.
Ah, so establish network, get important things out before Reds destroy them. Not for sale, only there for luck. Yinlong is the dragon that my family is tied to. Yinlong brings the night. We run night markets. You see connection?
Hmm.
I do.
Good. You're smarter than usual, Round Eye. I like that. So,
And how did Sky Knight get a hold of it?
he was trying to
He
stop
was-
the shadows from stealing it.
Okay.
He was just there, and then suddenly, boom, he's fighting these shadows. I want to give the guy a free tea or something for helping out. Nice guy. But he was too powerful, and it took. I don't know where it took. It's not Zhulong who took, because Zhulong is not shadows. Zhulong is fire, the torch. So this is not Chinese. This is something else. But that's all I know. I tell you what, though, you find my statue and return to me. Big reward. Anything in the store you want, free of charge, plus delivery if it's big. I got to pay my boys. My cousins, they don't work for free.
You gotta take care of your people.
So has there been anyone before that was kind of sniffing around, maybe wanting to
Guaylo
procure
in
it?
here all the time, sniffing around. Think they're gonna find something, horn of rhinoceros or dragon, tiger testicle tea, and man, now they're ready to go. But no one that I would think. Well, I'm old now, cousin Jim not so young, and the memory is fading. If only I could think clear. It's been a long night.
Another 100.
There was a whitey in here. Pale skin. Black coat. Black hair. Looked very skinny, drawn, dead. Gaunt. He looked gaunt. That's all I know.
Ew. How long ago?
Oh, 2 days, maybe 3. He was interested in dragon. He wanted to buy. I said, no, not for sale. I said, come to night market. I sell you other things and maybe find you a good replica. But he only wanted original. I said, no, not for sale. He did not like happy, but he laughed. No problems.
See.
He returned to cause problems, I think.
Did you see him at the night market later that night?
No.
Last night.
Many people at night market, but white people especially, you all love come sample China.
Bear,
Yep.
can I check to see if there's any residual of that interdimensional?
You can try. You're going to be versus spectacular. Actually, 3 days, you're versus fantastic. So that's going to put you on the -2 column shift table.
Let me see.
Cards or karma?
Karma, definitely. Let me check.
What stat do you roll with this?
He's using the power.
Oh, okay. So it's not like a psyche feat or anything. All right.
You need a power surge card to help him on this, or a
I have the ally feat, but I can't give it to
or
myself.
a fantastic feat. The ally feat? What do you mean? The ally card?
Yeah, where it gives you +1 column shift for an ally, but I have the card.
You can trade it to one of them, and they can play it on you.
There it is. Who'd like it?
I'll take the card, but who wants to trade him to go play Got Your Back?
I can't think of an explanation for how my character would be able to help, but I'm willing to.
You don't have to give an inspiration. It's just a card. You don't have to role play it. It's okay. It's just a mechanic.
Oh, okay. In that case,
you can trade him another card.
Yeah.
Hey, Doc Flamingo.
We'll give him first strike.
All right, go ahead and right-click on that and take the card, please, sir.
Where is it? There it is.
It's right there.
Take card. Yeah, it was up behind
Right,
my
you got a
hand.
+1 column shift, so you're on the -1 column shift table.
-1, and I will be doing Karma.
Yep, go ahead and give me the roll, please. So you get an 18. For this level, you're going to need a red, definitely. So that's going to be 82 points of karma.
Okay.
You spending it?
Yes, I am.
You get a very faint hint, like someone walked through with a pie an hour ago type smell, like just a briefest. Oh yeah, there it is. You can detect that little bit of energy signature still in here.
I look over at Nero and I nod just a bit.
Oh yeah, lady, and he puts the box down for the luck cat. $5. So, pleasure doing business. May the cat bring you great luck.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time. And again, remember, big reward. You'll find my dragon return to me. Big reward.
At that point, we'll scoot out.
And at that point, we're going to call the session for tonight because we're coming up on 10 o'clock. So we'll pick this up again in 2 weeks. Guys, on Discord, please send me your votes, private message for the MVP, the person you feel played the best, did the most interesting thing, or you just enjoyed watching the most. Oh, Jason's lost in thought. Look at that. Does this guy have any mogwai? Shut up, Cody.
I was thinking that during the session.
Come on, guys. Only one vote in. Now we got 2. There we go. Three. Just waiting on the Baroness. Did she send it in the team chat?
I believe so.
Probably.
Yeah. So to send it to me as a private message there, Baroness. All right, Jason, we'll start with you since you've done this before. Who'd you vote for and why?
I voted for Baron. I just thought he was really in character. Kind of kept character the whole time. It was a hard choice between him and the Baroness, though. Both of them I thought did really well with the characters.
All right, fair enough. And what was your favorite moment?
I will go with the interactions between Jazz and Sky Knight.
Okay, you really enjoyed that. All right, fair enough. Cool beans. All right, Baron, who'd you vote for and why?
I voted for Dan, just for basically the way that he kind of the idylligaff of this is, yeah, I'm here at the museum and what about it? Kind of he's like, yeah, go ahead, call him. I don't care. You know, the yeah, just I don't care type of thing.
I'm
You know.
here to deal with it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, fair. And what was your favorite moment?
I think the when Zephyros was trying to when my character first got to the museum and they were like, "Well, are you the guy?" And he's like, he wasn't quite sure how to answer that. Kind of threw him, but I really enjoyed that.
All right, fair enough. Sergeant Dan, who'd you vote for and why?
I voted for Jazz. Like your character, poppy and sassy. She first to get the minus 25 karma for swearing on comic book code. So
Always good when they break the ice. All right, and what was your favorite moment, sir?
I do like the interaction between the Wiccan and Nero. Just the, okay, you're my little minion. You're going to just do what I say. I need you for this. Okay. And I control all the the mystical stuff here. So you got to be careful of how you act with me.
All right, fair enough. And Baroness, who did you vote for and why?
Voted for Baron because kept the story going. Chug it, chug it, chug it.
All right, that's a fair reason to do it. And what was your favorite moment?
The paranoia that he had actually with the ladies coming with the initial summons.
Oh, when he got his invitation to see the Wiccan. Yeah, absolutely. All right, cool beans. All right, so Baron, that means you won the extra XP for tonight. So you are going to get 50 bonus karma on top of everything else. Everybody gets 100 karma for showing up, so you can add 100 to your pool. Jason, I really like Zephyros. I think he's interesting. I like the idea of him trying to think that, like, he's in touch with the superhuman community, so he's going to always try and sort of figure out those angles. And I like the way you played that. It was really, really cool. You get a bonus 50 karma for that. Jazz, you made it hard to get you into costume, but then once you got into costume, you were good to go. And I like the way you played the character and stuck to your guns. And she had a definite personality. She had a definite way of being, and that really showed well. So you get a bonus 50 karma for that. Trust me, guys, it gets harder as every session goes by to get these bonuses. Sergeant Dan, you get 100 for showing up, obviously. And I absolutely love your interdimensional cop attitude. It's like I almost want to see you and Coco from the Friday game Tyrannus play together just to watch that. That would be hilarious. But you get 50 karma for that. And Baron G, as the stick by which I beat them, you did a really good job. Your character was interesting. He was clearly like mildly depressed from what I can tell. Like, he's just an interesting guy. But you did a good job with them. You get 50 for that, plus you get the 50 for the MVP. So you walk out with 200. Everybody else gets 150. If you have any karma bonuses for quirks, you get to add that to your pool. And otherwise, you get one advancement for tonight because you didn't really battle anything or do anything like that. So you only get one advancement for that. And there's no other karma for anything because you didn't really do any intense stuff. Oh, wait. Someone did a power stunt for the first time. Who was it?
Me.
You get 25 karma for that. And there we go. So we're going to pick this up in 2 weeks. And I got some news for you guys. Nerds Nerd has set up a VTube so she can role play with us. And she's going to join the game next time we play in 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
Yay! Well, hold on. Are there going to be dinosaurs?
No, there will be no dinosaurs.
Okay.
From her end. I may make some happen just to bug her, but you never know.
There is that section of the History Museum.
Yeah,
though.
exactly. You guys are effing around in the Natural History Museum at some point in time, so there could be dinosaurs. That's all I'm saying.
Here we go. Sue.
Thank you.
No Zombie Sue. No Zombie
Thank you
Sue.
guys for playing. I don't know what Zombie Sue is, and I don't want to know, but thank you so much for playing tonight. Thank everybody who watched, and the super chat and all that fun stuff was really cool shit. And we will be picking this up in 2 weeks. But as always, when the show stops and comments open up, tell us who your MVP was and tell us what your favorite moment of the evening was. And otherwise, we're going to see you all for this again in 2 weeks. So be heroic. Bye, y'all.